Setting up live broadcast will take a few moments. Please bear with. Thank you. Setting up live broadcast will take a few moments. Please bear with. Thank you. Hi Lisa, welcome onto the stream. Hope you're doing well. Mel, welcome on. Okay, we're currently broadcasting live and direct outside Gatwick Airport at the North Terminal in the press pen. Welcome onto the channel. My name is Louis Errington. So, as you guys have or probably already known, that there has been breaking news. A London-based Air India plane carrying 242 people crashed shortly after takeoff in Ahmedabad in Western India. The local police chief tells that 204 bodies have been recovered. It's not known how many of those victims were on the plane or were on the ground when the plane crashed at the time. However, one passenger has survived, and he was sat at seat 11A by one of the emergency exits, and it is also reported that he actually jumped out the aeroplane before it crashed. So he shared a picture of his boarding pass with reporters. Says 30 seconds after takeoff there was a loud noise and then the plane crashed. It all happened so quickly. There were 169 Indian nationals, 53 Britons, 7 Portuguese nationals and 1 Canadian on the flight. Air India says the plane crashed into accommodation used by doctors. One woman describes how her son survived by jumping from the second floor window. So in terms of what we know so far, it was en route from Ahmedabad to London Gatwick, and it has crashed in India. The flight, when it crashed shortly after takeoff in the northwestern Indian city of Ahmedabad, local police said there appeared to be no survivors. However, there was one survivor, actually. However, Indian media reported one passenger, a British man, survived the crash, suffering impact injuries to his chest, eyes and feet. According to Flight Radar 24, the aircraft reached a height of approximately 625 feet before crashing. The last signal from the plane was received less than a minute after takeoff. The aircraft crashed into a residential area. The Director General of the Directorate of the Civil Aviation told the Associated Press. It came down just outside the airport, hitting residential quarters of BJ Medical College. City Police Chief G.S. Malik said 204 bodies have been recovered from the crash site, according to Reuters news agency. They said the figure could include passengers and those who died on the ground from the impact. At least 30 bodies were recovered from the building at the site of the crash, Reuters reported, citing rescue workers at the site. More people were trapped inside the building, the workers said. The tail of the plane has been pictured from a building while the wings were ripped completely from the main body of the aircraft. Images from the scene showed people being carried in stretchers, taken away in ambulances. Air India said of the 242 passengers and crew on the plane, 53 were British nationals, 169 were Indian nationals. The injured have been taken to nearest hospitals for treatment. And according to Sky News partner network NDTV, the British Indian man who claims to have survived is called Vishwas Kumar Ramesh. Describing the moment the plane went down, Mr. Ramesh said he heard a loud noise for around 30 seconds after takeoff before the plane went down. It all happened so quickly, he said, and I quote, he said, adding he had received impact injuries on his chest, eyes and feet. He told Indian media that he had lived in London for 20 years and that his brother was seated in a different row on the aeroplane. A separate footage shared on social media showed the man limping away from the crash site after being led towards emergency services. Air India said it has set up a dedicated passenger hotline to provide more information. A separate passenger hotline for foreign nationals has also been set up by the airline. It is unknown what had caused the crash. The aircraft was a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner. The American aircraft manufacturer, which makes the airplane, said it is in contact with Air India and stands ready to support them. Aviation expert Julian Bray told Sky News that he understands the pilot of flight AI 171 managed to make a mayday call before the crash. This would mean that the crew was aware of the problem before the incident took place. A mayday call is an intentionally recognized distress signal used in radio communication. It indicates an imminent danger and the need for immediate assistance. Sky News science correspondent Thomas Moore said investigators will now be studying the video and the two black boxes recording cockpit conversations and technical data to try and understand why the crash had taken place. Both engines could have failed if they sucked in a flock of birds as the plane took off. It's happened in other air crashes throughout many years. How has the UK responded? So Sir Keir Starmer said the scenes emerging from the site of the crash in Ahmedabad are devastating, and he shares his condolences on X. The Prime Minister has said he's being kept updated as the situation develops. Buckingham Palace has said King Charles is also being briefed on the crash. In a statement, the King said, "My wife and I have been desperately shocked by the terrible events in Ahmedabad this morning. Our special prayers and deepest sympathy are with the families and friends of all those affected by this appalling tragic incident across so many nations as they await news of their loved ones." The UK's Foreign Office said it is currently working with local authorities in India to urgently establish the facts and provide support to those involved. Britons who have concerns may call as well. The UK Air Accidents Investigation Branch has deployed 4 investigations to help the Aircraft Accidents Investigation Bureau in India with its investigations into the crash. The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the plane crash was heartbreaking beyond words. The tragedy in Ahmedabad has stunned and saddened us all, he said. In this hour, my thoughts are with everyone affected by it. The country's civil aviation minister said he is shocked and devastated. While the boss of Air India said our thoughts and deepest condolences are with the families and loved ones of all those affected by this truly devastating event. Previous plane crashes in India occurred as well. Okay, so here's some footage that shows the crash itself.
We ended up spotting
Also, the Reform UK leader stated on X, and I quote, "I shudder every time I hear of a plane crash. My thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of this disaster and their families." And I quote, "It doesn't matter how good or bad we are, bad things can happen. Reform UK leader Nigel Farage reacts to the Air India plane crash. He says he shudders when he sees these kinds of incidents happen after being in a plane crash himself many years ago. So if you're wondering why we're here, we're currently broadcasting live and direct at Gatwick Airport in the UK. A plane that was en route to Gatwick has crashed in West India as local authorities have declared a major emergency. The flight was heading to London Gatwick from the city of Ahmedabad with at least 240 people believed to be on board. Visuals showed thick black smoke rising up into the sky from the airport. GB News understands the crash took place in a civilian area. Air India confirmed there were 169 Indian, 53 British, 1 Canadian and 7 Portuguese passengers on board at the time of the crash. Police said the flight crashed onto a local hostel building for doctors. The Indian Air Accident Investigation Bureau has accepted the UK's Air Accident Investigation Branch offer of assistance, and with a team of 4 inspectors currently en route to Ahmedabad. Police found 1 survivor on the flight, with another one found in the hospital, and they're both currently undergoing medical treatment. The British survivor has been named locally as 40-year-old Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, a British Indian man who was returning to the UK after a visit. Police in the area report the plane was a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, and the 787-8 Dreamliner is known to be as one of the most technologically advanced aeroplanes out there in the aviation industry, and it is very surprising to many that it has crashed all of a sudden on this very devastating day. A London Gatwick spokesman said, and I quote, "We can confirm that flight AI 1717 that was involved in an accident on departure from Ahmedabad Airport today on the 12th of June 2025 was due to land at London Gatwick at 6:25 BST. The Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner had 242 passengers and crew members on board. London Gatwick is liaising closely with Air India, and a reception centre for relatives of those on board is being set up where information and support will be provided. Our thoughts are with family and friends of those on board. A reception centre has been set up at Gatwick's terminal, with the airport saying British nationals who require assistance or have concerns about their family should call 020 7800 5000. That is 020 7008 5000. Tata Group, which owns Air India, has offered 10 million rupees, £85,973, to families of each person who has lost their life. Hi there, how are you?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You okay? Great to see you. You BBC? No, so I'm NUJ. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm on YouTube. Yeah, Louis Arrington, I'll show you my channel. Feel free to take a photo. Yeah. I'll BBC Live now? Yes, we are. We're not. Anyway, previously, yeah. As we see, we are currently broadcasting live and direct at Gatwick Airport in the UK, and as we see, there are a lot of media set up here. It is known that Sky News are going to be broadcasting live very soon. So yeah, there are a lot of media set up and cameras, including myself here. We're outside the North Terminal in the press pen at London Gatwick. We are currently broadcasting live and direct. Be sure to share this broadcast with your friends and family. Thank you for tuning in. So it is reported now that there has been 2 survivors of this tragic crash.
having a drink? It's just I gotta be here really at 5. I say, Greg.
Huh? Where was he?